Minecraft. 2-week. 2-week Minecraft phase. I'm currently in mine. It's been a little more than 2 weeks. It started when I decided to try and beat the game in hardcore mode for the first time, and after about a week of attempts, I was successful. I then, of course, stuck with the world to see how far I could take it, and I never died. Still lost the world though. This mountain you see me standing on is where my base was before I got a new computer, transferred the world over, and had all my builds redacted. I do have some screenshots left over as proof that they ever existed to begin with, but still. I wanted to keep playing and did not have my world to do so. And what's the natural course of action when you're still in your Minecraft phase but can't play on the one world you dedicated weeks to? Make hundreds of new worlds every day. Minecraft speedrunning, because I needed something else to add to the list of neurodivergent allegations. If you're watching this and somehow don't know how beating Minecraft works, your goal is to kill the Ender Dragon. For that you need 12 Eyes of Ender to open the portal to the end, and for that you need 12 Ender Pearls and 6 Blaze Rods, which drop from killing Endermen and Blazes respectively, the latter of whom can only be found in the Nether. The usual course of action is to build up a base, gear up over a couple days or so until you eventually come across 12 Endermen kind enough to drop you a pearl on death. You then venture into the Nether once you're ready, spend 10 minutes to 5 hours looking for a fortress, kill the blazes, get the rods, find the stronghold, kill the dragon. And while doing it that way is fine and all, some of us are crazy enough to think that speedrunning a game entirely dependent on luck sounds like a good time. What I will be doing instead is spawn in, leave because it's a bad seed, repeat that part around 10 to 50 times, find 7 iron to make a flint and steel pickaxe and a bucket, find a lava pool to make a nether portal with the bucket, enter the nether, locate the nearest bastion, rob the place, sell the stuff you stole back to the residents in hope of them giving you obsidian, string, and ender pearls, locate the nearest fortress for blaze rods, make a portal with the obsidian we traded for, craft eyes of ender with the pearls we traded for, find the stronghold, craft a bunch of beds with the string we traded for, and use them to blow the dragon up. And if you don't know how we're blowing her up with beds, I'm not gonna explain it to you, just trust the process. As a reference of my experience going into this, I have tried learning to speedrun the game a few times before, but I never properly got into it nearly enough to do most of the shit I just said. So as a baseline to reference what skill level I was at before learning anything, I started loading up worlds until I could get one to the end. Oh, good spawn. Good spawn. 5. Yes! Oh my god, Bastion. Diamond boots! Oh my god! Wait, he did it so quickly, I didn't notice. Pushing. My helmet! Oh my... I'm up here now. Why? Why is that a thing? Why the fuck is that a thing? What? Let's go! 1 minute, 14 seconds, and 5 seconds. I said that wrong. An hour and 14 minutes. Way better outcome than I was expecting. It wasn't all skill, obviously. If you haven't caught on by now, this is definitely the gambler's speedrun. I spawned next to a village, found another one right after. My nether had a bastion at the very start, and it only took me about 10 minutes to find the blaze spawner. If I actually knew what I was doing here, this is the type of seed I would easily get a solid time on. I'm just not there yet, which is where the practice comes in. There are 3 main phases that you can separate the run into: the overworld, the nether, and the end, or the stronghold. It's the same shit. Each have their own specific tricks and techniques to be learned, and each has a fair amount of flexibility as to how they can be played. I assumed it'd be easiest to learn it in chronological order, so my first priority was the overworld. So easy in comparison to the other two. I decided on only starting runs if I spawned in a village due to two reasons. One, they're easy, and two, they give you food. You can do other structures like desert temples or shipwrecks, but I am nowhere near good enough yet to be trying to kill a space dragon with rotten flesh as my source of nutrients. So, village it is. The only things I actually had to learn here was how to trade wheat for emeralds and buy a bucket, so on to learning the nether. This shit is so difficult. I don't know what I was expecting really, it's hell. Bastions! We need to talk about bastions. These things are daunting as fuck and probably the biggest barrier of entry in terms of learning this run. There are 4 separate types of them, some of which having multiple variations, and you need to learn how to pull off a heist in all of them if you're looking to get past step 2 of beating the game. Luckily there's a custom map someone made to practice each of them over and over alongside countless tutorials, but it was still a tedious enough process to where I'm just gonna skip over me learning them in this video altogether, as it would just not be interesting to watch. Long story short, you use this absolute mess of a menu to kind of just x-ray vision where the nearest one is, and then you follow the predetermined path based on which bastion it is to make the pigs mad at you so that you can trap them in a hole and extort them for all they're worth. It did take a while, but I can now proudly say that I can do all of the routes. I can do most of the routes. I didn't learn this 4th one, it's too complicated and daunting, and if I happen to come across it in a run, oh well, I lose I guess. I have already spent too much time exclusively running around these hell holes, it's not like learning one more of them is gonna make that much of a difference. What bastion is this? Fuck, it's stables. This is not the one I thought it was. Okay, yeah, I was wrong. Back to practicing. I still ended up procrastinating learning the stables bastion in the meantime, but that's fine, because I was refining my skills in the other ones, and I had also found myself another practice map that lets you learn how to consistently kill the ender dragon with beds. Even if the consistency only comes after about 2 to 3 hours of mind-numbing gameplay where you just run up and right-click repeatedly. I was not good at this part, and it was very worrying to me that even if I did manage to get a solid run to the end, it wouldn't matter because I would just choke and lose it all. So naturally, instead of practicing more to prevent that from happening, I just went straight back into runs. Oh my. Oh my god, that's it. I found a fucking fortress. Holy shit. Oh my god, I did it! Holy shit! 31 minutes, 10 seconds!
That's so good.
I can't believe I got on to do one run, and it's 31 minutes. Holy shit.
Is that your best run?
Yeah, bro. Dude, my best before this is like an hour and 14 minutes or something.
Holy shit, you fucking shat on it.
31 minutes? 31 minutes. 31 minutes. This somehow went so well that I managed to cut off more than half the time off of my previous run. There are not words to describe how nervous I was going in to blow up this dragon. Not only was I not consistent with the bed strat yet, but a run of this pace was on the line. But I clutched that shit. Now, there is a part 2 in this video that I won't disclose the contents of yet, but the original plan was to gradually chip my time down until I had a sub 30 before starting it. And I'm only saying that was the plan, because the progress is looking anything other than gradual right now. I'm pretty much 1 PB away from that. I never even finished learning all the nether stuff, by the way. Remember how I said you could basically x-ray vision the location of the bastions? You can do that with the fortress too. It's just way more complicated and I gave up on learning it the first time. You gotta use this pie chart and I can't be bothered explaining it, but just know that if this little blue shit shows up, I'm doing something right. I also decided on trying to learn Ender Eye Triangulation, which is a trick used to locate the stronghold by only throwing 2 Ender Eyes. Emphasis on the words trying to learn, because holy shit I was not successful. I was successful in getting Pydar down fairly consistently though, so I figured I was ready to go back to try and get that sub 30. I'm sorry. Fuck, it is the wrong one. Okay. I deserve this.
The increased damage, the increased firing fight. Get fucked.
Turns out this game is hard. I was getting pretty damn lucky up to this point with the worlds I was getting, but I must have used up all of the rest of it on that 31-minute run, because I could not do shit anymore. For 3 days straight, every single time I started up a new world, without fail, I would either die or get sent to that damn stables bastion. Not a single run would make it to the end. I wouldn't even make it to the stronghold. I couldn't exactly bear playing the game at this point anymore, since I would just get more tilted, play worse because of it, rinse and repeat. So, I stopped. For the next couple days, I freed myself from getting angry at the silly little block game. And while I don't remember what I did, it was probably getting angry at the silly gun game instead. And after this peaceful break had helped reset my mental, I went back in to start up some more runs, and on my first day back, I managed to do this. Oh my god. Oh my god! Holy fuck! Holy fuck! Holy fuck! Holy fuck! I did it! Holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, I can't believe that. Dude, I did not believe in myself at all. I was using the beds, I thought I had fucked it up so bad. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Dude. Well, I'm just saying dude because I don't have words. I think I need to take a second here to analyze what actually happened because this shit was wild. There's a reason I was freaking out that much at the end. I spawned in right next to some lava and there was a village pretty much right next to it, which set me up to get into the nether not even 5 minutes in, and I found a bastion a minute after that. The bastion was the easiest of the 4 to navigate. I looted and I'm out of there by the 11-minute mark, and it then takes me 5 whole minutes to find the fortress even though I can echolocate it now. Why is that? It was fucking buried. If I didn't randomly trust my gut and dig through this 1 block tall hole, this run would have been gone. Dead. In the ground. But I'm clutch. I then kill the blazards, take my rods and look for the stronghold. All that went as it normally would. But the instant I entered this stronghold, some kind of all-powerful deity must have been looking down on me or something, because I instantly found the portal room and the dragon instantly dropped down to where I could blow it up. So much so to where I didn't even realize it was perching at first. I was a split second away from being too late and throwing the whole run away. But I didn't, because I'm clutch. And now I've beaten Minecraft in under 30 minutes. I think this specific run embodies so much of what makes Minecraft speedruns enjoyable. So much of it is gambling, and you do need to roll them dice well to get a good time. But the impact you as the player make is still the ultimate deciding factor on whether or not you can take advantage of that luck and come out with a new best time. And that's another beauty in it. The only opponent is that clock. The only person you're up against is yourself. Part 2 of the video is ranked.
Fuck that sentimental shit, I'm gonna make my opponent cry.
MCSR Ranked. Cesspit. This is a custom game mode created by Oliver MCSR that spawns you and an opponent in 2 of the same world at some kind of structure. The world is guaranteed to be a good seed, and whoever beats the dragon first wins. Or more realistically, whoever doesn't forfeit. Here's the first match I played, and here's me winning it. Notice how I didn't do anything even close to resembling killing the dragon. If you are in a somewhat low rank, the only thing you need to do to climb is have patience. As shown yet again in my second match where I ender pearl into lava and forfeit. I am just as flawed as the rest of the players in here. In my defense, I didn't know you could reset your world to get all your resources back. I thought I'd just have to somehow scrounge together enough resources to beat the game without another village, and I just was not bothered to do that. Luckily, my opponent informed me afterwards that this was an option so that I could go into my next match more equipped with both knowledge and cheats. I downloaded cheats. Let me explain. Everyone uses them. There's this little program called Ninja Brain Bot, and it is used for locating the stronghold while only using 2 of your ender eyes. You know, the technique that was really hard and I gave up on learning before. This little .jar file sitting on my desktop here is probably the most controversial thing to ever enter the Minecraft speedrunning space. And I'm not here to decide who is right and wrong. Long story short, it's allowed to be used, and after downloading it, I only took 2 minutes and 27 seconds to learn a strategy that I previously considered basically impossible. You know what, I am here to decide who's right. This is cheating. It's cheating. It's cheating, but it makes the run more fun, and if everyone's cheating, no one is. I will happily add these little numbers to the top left of my screen if it means I have a higher chance of beating block game quickly. Okay, calculator rant over. Ranked. This format of playing the game doesn't initially seem like it would make much of a difference. You're still just trying to beat the game quickly, but the more I would play, the more I started to feel how much I was approaching it differently. In the top right of your screen, you can see the most recent progress that your opponent has made. And if I was ahead of them, also known as being on a good run, I wouldn't end up capitalizing on it to try and get a good time. I would just end up slowing down, knowing that I could afford to because I could play less risky and win the 1v1. This led to certain games having segments you would never see in an actual run. Like this game where I got into the end 3 minutes after my opponent did and died to an enderman. Usually I'd just give up and restart, but because the game wasn't over, I knew xCourier0421 here had most likely done the same thing. So it turned from a race in who was the best speedrunner to a race of who can get back to the end with no items, pick up their stuff, and finish the job. It was me, I'm clutch.
Oh my god, 4 bed 2. Just to end it off.
A 51-minute finish ain't never felt this good. Also, I got put up against See What Gaming. I beat him by dying over and over again until he forfeited. He has big sub count and was in that Parkour Civilization video. I didn't really have a normal place to put this in the script. It's kind of out of nowhere, but little fun fact for you. This is definitely a fun way of playing the game if you're like me and your idea of fun is wanting to smash a fist through your screen half the time just to ensure the other half of the time feels like you're the GOAT. And I was definitely enjoying the time that I was putting in, but I wasn't getting any better. I managed to get another sub 30 eventually, but the focus on winning over getting good times wasn't why I started learning how to beat this children's game quickly. So from here on, I solely switched my focus from making this number higher into getting this one lower. More specifically, with an end goal of beating the game in under 20 minutes. So I went back into practice. I would need some more strats if I was going for that sub 20, even if I do have cheats and a version of the game that always gives me a good world now. I finally bit the bullet and learned how to navigate a stables bastion. Took fucking long enough. It wasn't even that hard either. I just mentally blocked myself for no reason this whole time. I also started implementing blind travel, which is where you need 20 obsidian from the bastion to make another portal in the nether that'll teleport you ideally straight to the stronghold. I wasn't as consistent with this one, but the good thing about it is even if you miss, you're gonna be teleported pretty damn close to the stronghold anyway. I of course also practiced some more blowing up the dragon and refining my bastion routes, and after a couple days, I went back into ranked with my new goal of beating my times instead of my opponents, and managed to achieve this. Nah, I don't actually have an edit for this one. I only clipped the last minute and a half of it. Got 23 minutes and 3 seconds though, which is pretty chill, pretty calm. Calm before the storm. What? I deserve this.
Brother, what? Bro! What are you?
This is the type of shit that happens when you decide to play the gambling speedrun. Every single clip that you just watched happened in one day. You see this last clip here? Let me explain what happened in this last clip here. This is the end island. You will always spawn on the east side after coming through the end portal. The standard course to blow up the dragon is run to the fountain in the middle, place obsidian on either the north or south side of the top, then run in the opposite direction you place the blocks on. This is supposed to always lead the dragon into perching from either the north or south and swing around in a way that leads its head, the part that takes the most damage, into getting blown up by the bed. This dragon, however, decided it would fly in from the west. For no apparent reason. The Ender Dragon has agency and consciousness now and would like to decide for herself, I guess. Did I mention this run would have been a new best? Cause it would have. Oh boy, it would have. It doesn't get much better from here, by the way. For the next few weeks, I would consistently keep playing and consistently throw away good runs, whether it be a skill gap or a luck issue. I just could not get my shit together. I ended up in the exact same cycle I was stuck in before with my non-ranked runs. I would play bad, get tilted, the tilt would make me worse, repeat. Except this time it was being thrown on top of having the sub 20 constantly teased right in front of me, seeming so close, and it was so close so many times. But without fail, it would escape me on every attempt. This run, as an example, ended with a time of 20 minutes and 26 seconds, not even half a minute away from my end goal. And it would have been sub 20 if I was given the 20 obsidian I needed at the bastion, if I had food before going to the stronghold and didn't have to kill myself to reset my hunger, if the dragon had just perched earlier, or worst of all, if I didn't have a lag spike that caused one of my obsidian to just straight up place on the wrong block. What in the fucking lag spike? Dude, I have never seen this shit before. I had another run where I was on pace, where I happened to miss blinding into the stronghold and also forgot to get wood for beds in my rush to make up for that lost time. In another one soon after, I managed to blind into the stronghold this time, but just didn't find the portal. And then the run immediately after this was my best pace I have ever had. I was looking for the stronghold at the 9-minute mark, just for my opponent to decide that I should suffer. I haven't mentioned it once yet, but for some dog shit reason, if your opponent forfeits, you just don't get to finish the run, whether you want to or not. You could be on world record pace, and your opponent just has a button on their end that can end that for you. I then had another run that wasn't as good, but definitely still sub 20 pace, die to the exact same issue, and a few runs after this, I spawned into the greatest seed I've ever seen in my entire life. The Bastion and Fortress were on top of each other at the Nether spawn, which makes this clip 10 times harder to watch, man. Jesus Christ. I'm still mad. I'm still upset. I feel angry just watching this. These examples I've shown you here are only the worst of what I went through trying to get this time. Trust me, there is an entire ocean of shitty runs I'm leaving out here in the interest of not wasting your time. This game was veering on the edge of mentally breaking me, and I could not take it anymore. So, I took another break. Not intentionally, I just didn't end up opening the game again for another 4 days, since every time I thought about it, the only thing that came to mind was the non-stop frustration it would bring me. And while I wasn't playing, I did end up coming to a realization. I'm just playing wrong. My switch I made earlier to focusing on times instead of the actual goal of the game had led me to removing most of the fun from what I was doing. I was playing an entire different version of the game in the exact same way. Instead of trying to win, I was trying to free myself from having to open the game anymore by reaching my goal. I was being put up against an opponent just to completely ignore that they exist, essentially using this game mode as a tool to give me better worlds and nothing else. I still wanted to reach my goal, don't get me wrong, but I had been making the journey to get there absolute hell. If I kept going like this, I wouldn't feel rewarded when I achieved it, I would just be relieved it was over. So I decided that when I did go back in, I would only play matches to the end. Whether that be winning, losing, my opponent forfeiting, didn't matter. I would try to prevail in every match as much as I possibly could. And I guess I was successful, because from here on, I would only bring home wins. First match back, win by forfeit. Second match back, 32-minute time. Third match back, win by forfeit. Fourth match back,
Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Yes! 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 I had lost out for so long. I had lost faith. I had lost faith. Let's fucking go!
Man, Minecraft speedrunning. It kinda sucks. You have to choose between playing the actual game and dealing with bad luck constantly fucking you over, or a version where your main goal is to rank up instead of getting good times. Even if you are on a good pace, there's a solid chance you're not going to be allowed to chase that, and the community has decided on allowing a tool that essentially skips over a key segment of the run. And even with all this stuff I just mentioned, I love this shit. It's one of the coolest game modes I've seen in anything, especially once you see what some of these top players are doing. This run might be heavily luck dependent, but the extent some of these players go to in order to give themselves the best chance possible is insane. As an example, Low-Key. He holds the world record, and while it was technically achieved in ranked, I don't give a shit. His time was 5.5 minutes. That's crazy. Little editor's note, I just checked, he holds the world record in the main game as well. He uploads these videos that are purely consisting of clips from his practice, and I could sit back watching these for hours. The gameplay some of these top players produce is some of the coolest shit I've seen and genuinely mesmerizing at times. It's a reflection of countless hours dedicated to the most unique game mode I've seen in anything. And in a weird way, it wouldn't have the allure it does if these flaws I mentioned didn't exist. The game being heavily luck-based makes it unique. The fact that most players are running a custom version of the game makes it unique. The fact that you can be cut off from finishing your run still sucks so much. Please change that, Oliver Minecraft speedrun. If this video has piqued your interest into trying the run for yourself, I would highly recommend doing so. There are very few games that can replicate the feeling I got when finally reaching my goal in this. I had finally done it. I had finally beaten Minecraft in under 20 minutes. It might have taken me a minute, and it might come with very minimal bragging rights, but I beat the block game quickly.